It is 6 p.m. on December 11th, 2023, and I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order. I'd like to invite Pastor John Ryberg from the Table United Methodist Church forward for the invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty and loving God, it's good and right that we begin with gratitude and give you thanks for your divine providence, which blesses the work of our hands and prospers this wonderful city. We give you thanks for the citizens of Madison, for all those who work in this community to make it great, elected, appointed, hired, or volunteered. We give you thanks for all of them. We thank you for the mutually favorable relationships we enjoy with our neighbors in the surrounding area. We thank you for the favor we have with the county, state, and federal governments so that we can all work together for a better Madison. We give you thanks for the good reputation the city of Madison enjoys locally and on the national stage. And as we turn our hands to the work of this meeting, we ask for humility, patience, and mutual respect. We pray for a spirit of cooperation and that you would give these leaders discernment in all the decisions they are about to make. Help them to show concern for all the people of Madison, including those on the margins, especially the children in our community, some of whom will go to sleep tonight still hungry. Help them to make decisions that are favorable for everyone who lives here. And in all of this, we give you thanks. And I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic indivisible with liberty and justice. Roll call, please.
Mayor Finley.
Here.
Councilmember Robleski. Here. Councilmember Spears. Here. Councilmember Powell. Councilmember Shaw.
Here.
Council President Bartlett. Here. Councilmember Denzine. Here. Councilmember Seifert.
Here.
Are there any amendments to the agenda this evening?
We have no amendments.
Thank you. We next have approval of minutes number 2023-22-RG from November 27th.
Move to approve.
Second. Okay. Motion by Shaw, second by Spears. Any discussion? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Here.
Aye. Councilmember Robleski. Aye. Councilmember Powell. Councilmember Denzine.
Stay.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Please state your name and the district where you live and direct your comments to the council or me as council president. The first person who has submitted his name for comment is Mr. Cole, who has a presentation.
Before I begin, I got a packet.
Thank you. It is right here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
My name is John Cole. I'm in District Number 4, Mr. Shaw's district, and I'm going to begin. First things first, slide number 1. All those that are here, reference this bridge, please stand and be recognized. All those that are here. Thank you for showing. Since I bought my property and moved into my house at 1070 Browns Ferry Road in May of 2019, we've had 7 accidents hitting the culvert bridge. Same thing, right front wheel. Number 3 was Christmas Eve, our first Christmas here. Wheel was sheared off. Then I went to the next city council meeting. Notice that picture, the bush in the right front. This picture was taken from my front porch. That's how far the wheel got. On wreck number 6, the 30th of November, the driver, I talked with him at 6:30 in the morning and asked him what happened. He said, the bridge is too narrow. I sent the slides in Friday. I started doing my petition on Saturday. Sunday morning, 2 a.m., wreck number 7. Next slide, please. Last city council meeting I went to on the 20th of August, I presented the following. We're requesting that the speed limit be dropped from 40 mile an hour. It's too fast. New pavement that went down is turned into an Indy 500 or Daytona 500. We've also requested some risk mitigation measures. I have a list on the next page that covers that. Add, the bridge is too narrow. Again, I covered rec number 6. The City of Madison purchased a strip of land, which you see there's the resolution from Heritage Station HOA on the 14th of November, or correction, 14th of August. The next morning was rec number 4, was rec number 5. Okay, and there's the vote there of how everybody voted. So my question to City Council, you don't have to answer right now, when is the bridge getting replaced? Month of the year. That's all we ask. Next slide, please. So recently we had rec number 6 on the 30th of November, rec number 7 on the 10th of December. The residents that live at 1070, 1060, 1052, and 503 Moses Chapel Road, we have to deal with this on a daily basis. Also, we live immediately near the bridge. Also, in the area between Moses Chapel Road and Balch Road, and all those who live at the Heritage Station that have to enter and exit off Browns Ferry Road, we strongly urge the City of Madison to execute the following safety measures as soon as possible. Number 1, speed limit decreased between 30 and 35 mile an hour, because it's a residential area compared to Moses Chapel Road, which is 30. Number 2, new warning signs on the bridge. All the wrecks have destroyed the signs on the bridge. They need to be replaced immediately. We also want a deer crossing sign. That is a natural deer crossing point. I've seen up to 15 deer in a herd cross. We also need a blind curve signage, dangerous curve, something between Moses Chapel and Balch Road. Speed limit radar sign, rumble strips on the road, road reflectors replaced, street light, it's too dark. Councilmember Spears, you mentioned that, City Council meeting 13.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
Free
You're
patrols.
out of time. We've got your presentation.
Also, in your packet, you have a petition, 3 pages.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. The next person who has submitted a comment card is Judith Miller.
I hope you can hear me because I can hear absolutely nothing anybody's saying. You have the mic up to your mouth, it will work better. Because I've heard nothing. That's why I sit there. My name is Judith Miller. I live at 106 West Dublin and called the Dublin Village. It's for old, broke people. That's why we're having a problem, because we're old and we're broke and nobody cares. I want to read a petition I've had signed. I've got the signatures right here. It says, we, the residents of Dublin Village, are requesting a complete sidewalk from the corner of Sullivan and Dublin Drive to the corner of Dublin and Arlington Street. We request that 2 partial sidewalks be completed. Complete the sidewalks on Sullivan Street from West Dublin Drive to the parking lot of the Regions Bank. Complete the sidewalk from West Dublin Drive and Arlington to Madison Boulevard. Additionally, we request a pedestrian-activated button on the traffic light at Sullivan and West Dublin so we can safely cross Sullivan to go to the Sonic Drive-In or to that church. Those lights are brand new and there's not a pedestrian button for crossing there. That doesn't make any sense to me. In brief, we need the new sidewalks from Sullivan to Arlington and 2 sidewalks extended. There is a sidewalk on Sullivan Street going toward Madison Avenue. It ends in front of the liquor store and it ends in front of O'Reilly's. If you want to go further than that, I bank at that Sullivan store. My dentist is on the corner of Dublin and Arlington, less than half a block. There's no sidewalks. I can't go to the donut shop. You know I know you all know where the Daylight Donut Shop is. It's right next door. There's absolutely no sidewalks. Very graciously, this gentleman took me home and he looked and I showed him exactly what's going on. I was the person, you probably heard about it 2 years ago, that when I pulled out of Jack's, I hit a car and turned it over into this parking lot. That was me. I have sugar diabetes, my sugar was low, and I'm also blind in my left eye. So I thank God that no one was hurt, but I decided then I'm through driving. So I went and bought a $1,000 adult truck at a local business. Thank God they have payments. I thought I'd be able to ride where I wanted to go since I voluntarily gave up my car. No, it sits in my apartment. I cannot ride anywhere but round and round in my parking lot. I can walk there. I need sidewalks. And 39 people have signed this document. They all agree with it. We need sidewalks. Also, I am curious as is our code enforcement fellow in charge of getting street lamps in our parking lot at Dublin Village. There's two, neither one of them work.
Thank you, Ms. Miller.
Thank you.
Would you like us to take your petition?
I'm sorry?
Did you want to give us your petition or give that to Mr. Smith and he can give it to us? The signatures, the petition that you have?
I can't hear you.
Oh.
I'm also legally deaf.
Would you like us to take your petition?
These are the petitions.
The signatures?
If you'll leave us with it. Yeah.
We can.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. The next person who's turned in a comment card is Shima Rizzo.
Hello, how are y'all? So I just simply wanted to come up here today to just show you a concern that I was exposed to last week.
You're in district?
In Great Charles District.
District 4, okay.
So I have a student at James Clemens High School, 11th grade, and she was exposed to homosexuality in the school through, the class was, it's a psychological class, it's an elective, and the assignment was an intro into psychological disorders. And I was concerned because in the material it said throughout the year psychological disorders have been reevaluated, redefined, and even sometimes removed. From 1952 to piece number 9, 1973, homosexuality was classified as a mental illness. And this is the part that was concerning, because of course we all have opinions and I respect that, but nonetheless I don't think this needs to be in our schools. It says the American Psychiatric Association dropped homosexuality as a disorder because more and more of its members, not people like me, not parents like me, of its members no longer viewed it as a psychological problem. So they're trying to normalize homosexuality, essentially. So she took the slides, read it, the teacher wrote it on the board, and then they recited it on paper. So I just wanted to just remind everyone here, or at least if you don't know, I actually looked up the definition of homosexuality, and it's the quality or characteristics of being sexually or romantically attracted to people of one's own sex. And of course, I teach my child that a woman and a man belong together. So this is kind of, hampering on, safety and concerns as a mother for a child. And I understand some people in schools, they think, as long as a child goes to school, as long as the child is learning, they're learning, it's great. But I'm actually concerned about what my children learn. And I try to make sure I'm involved in their life to understand what are they bringing home, what is being taught at school, because they're there so long, and they're there Monday through Friday. So things that I believe she should be learning is STEM, financial literacy, leadership, healthy living, things like that. Why I wanted to come and speak about this is because things like this in our school system affect someone's character. And we want their character to be a person that strives to be kind and honest and cheerful. Those things that they're learning in school affects their character and can change the way I'm essentially raising my own child to be because they're influenced. It's almost like enabling to a degree. So I just wanted you guys to know that, and I wanted to come on record and let you know that. And, they could have spoken about anything on psychological disorders, but that was brought up, and they actually had a picture of the flag in the curriculum. So it's just concerning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Rizzo. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council?
I'm Angela Gary. I live in District 5. The recent SB&D resolution gives Paul Finley, the city clerk, and Audrey Bellamy, the finance director, complete control over what is spent with Dax Swycheck and no city council approval. Municipal law and state laws mandate that council approves all expenditures over $15,000. I have public records proof of multiple violations of that law. Have you given any thought to how it defines your relationship leadership abilities when you give no regard to the citizens that govern. You give no regard to the laws that govern our city, and you took an oath to abide by them. Giving Paul Finley a green light to deal with the lobbyist, attorney Dax Swatek, with a troubled history and is the S of SV&D, and he's also the S in SAHR PAC that contributed $10,000 to Paul Finley's 2016 campaign. What exactly is your definition of quid pro quo? Swatek has already received $180,000 or more from the city accounts. No one knew because of the vagueness of the consent agenda, so there was no resolution in place until 9/11/2023 when Brian Kilgore wrote one. Where were the resolutions in the 3 prior fiscal years? Council, attorneys, and Paul Finley. Were resolutions not part of the municipal code then? Brian and Megan Zingarelli. All of you self-professed leaders blindly voted for a resolution to allow Paul Finley to do as he pleases after he received a $10,000 campaign contribution from this man. Between city attorney, human resources director, and the council president, there are 4 employees that hold law degrees. The finance director and finance committee can be added to the list of professionals, and you all still think this is a good idea. Each of you individually and collectively are guilty of dereliction of duty. You have moral, ethical, professional, and fiduciary obligations where you swore to uphold the municipal and state laws. Most of you are serving your 2nd term, and Paul Finley swore to uphold the same laws, and he's serving his 3rd term. Thanks for leaving your conscience at the dumpster, and by all means, making Paul Finley happy to the detriment of every Madison citizen. I am appalled, as every citizen should be, and we must demand better starting here forward. For the record, I want to remind you that it has been officially 2.5 years that my mother has been missing, and Madison is the only municipality in Alabama that refuses to arrest a man for the use of a dead man's credit card after
Thank you, Ms. Gary.
thousands of dollars.
Sorry, you're out of time.
Ms. Gary, I have a copy of the contact information for the Ethics Commission. If you would like to report anyone up here for something that we have done.
Doing so. Thank you very much, though.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the council? Please come forward. Yes, ma'am. Come right on up. That's okay.
Hi, I didn't know I was going to be speaking tonight, but I wanted to address you in reference to Mr. Cole's presentation.
Could you state your name and the district?
Melinda Stang, and I live at 1020 Browns Ferry Road. And my neighbor and I, Bertie, live after the bridge. There's a curve. We live after the curve, and the cars seem to be gaining speed through that curve. So Bertie and I have had multiple cars wreck in our yard. We have an electric pole and a fire hydrant in the corner of our yard. We've had cars completely take out the electric pole down to the ground and the fire hydrant. They pulled the electric out of both of our homes. It was in a 90-day period this summer. I had my mailbox taken out 3 times. We would really appreciate if the city would slow that traffic down in whatever means possible. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Song. Is there anyone else? I think you were coming up.
Margie Daly, Karen's district. I'm from New York, but I've lived in Madison City. I've owned my home 20 years, going on 21. I'm from an area where there was 4 million people, so I have no etiquette. See something, say something, whether it's criminal or our own government officials acting as leeches. They prioritize subpar development, wasting federal, state, local funds over the health and safety of the residents, bleeding us. No-show employees for pretend civic engagement. The actual civic engagement isn't acceptable. You need insiders. Those paid off in contracts, dividends, research studies, small nodes, franchise fees, etc., all tax dollars. parasitical. Sucking up the health and safety for sponsors, donors, family, friends. Everyone has a piece of the pie on the backs of the hardworking constituents, as long as your cronies have full pockets. The LED curb lights physically harming us by the AMA standards. We gave millions of dollars to eliminate safety on our roads, causing night blindness in 33% of the people with astigmatism, causes macular degeneration in 8.4% of the population, all children under 2 with developing eyesight, anyone with seizures. They're supposed to have required shields as per the AMA. Some don't. The loan was taken with Nebraska. Affiliation will be known. Dangerous roads. How many fatalities, MVAs, have direct partial causation? The freedom of information has been stifled by killjoy. More than a few sitting on the dais are treasonous to the people you've been elected to represent. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. How do you sleep at night? Knowingly causing constituents injury and harm. No fire codes for multiple dwellings, no safe streets, hiding freedom of information, ignoring laws, refusing to build tornado centers, selling us out to the highest bidders, nonprofit, trusts, DAF, foundations, all loopholes to leach tax dollars, subcontractors, consultants, friends, family. It's incestuous. Every tree, every contract, corrupt to the core. Patterns, RICO, COVID funds exploited by officials with false claims through the SBA, Madison Forward, MVP, all the same, the backroom deals.
Thank you, Ms. Daly. You're out of time. Is there anyone else?
Take it.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the council? Please come forward, state your name and your district.
Jennifer Coe, Ashley Estates, District 5, Council President. Don't have anything prepared, but I would like to reiterate that we do need to think about public safety. I'm not exactly sure why it seems like the number of consultants that we have, that we pass through on city council, seems to have increased, but the lighting, repaving, maybe having some extra lanes, fixing the bridges. I'm like really surprised by the other two speakers, how many accidents are happening on the west side. I mean, I would like some speed tables back on Highland Drive because now we have speeding through there because y'all, I guess, want to move traffic. I'm not sure. But we should be prioritizing the safety and the what's best for the taxpayer for once, and think about what is fair. I mean, you want to raise taxes all the time, but what are we getting? We get less lighting, less public safety, less transparency. Let's have a little more transparency. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Coe. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council? Seeing none, we will close public comments and move to presentations and awards. Our first presentation is Christy Clark, with Captured by Christy.
You coming up with us? No?
Sure.
Okay. Tell us what we're going to do.
Let me grab my, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Little something here. Okay. Hi, I'm Christy with Captured by Christy, and I am honored and proud to present my winning image from the Alabama Big Ten Mayor's Photo Contest to the City of Madison, which will hang in the lobby outside in City Hall. This contest has provided me with a wonderful opportunity to showcase my photography skills while also capturing the beauty of historic downtown Madison. I live, work, and play here, and I'm deeply passionate about capturing the charm of the city through my lens. The winning image that I'll be presenting today showcases the iconic train that runs through historic downtown Madison. The photo was taken just across from my studio at 16 Main Street using my trusty Sony a7R III, and I stood atop the bleachers for about 6 hours on a hot and sunny day, and just taking pictures of the train every hour as it drove by. Afterwards, I spent roughly 16 hours editing the image, removing vehicles from the adjacent parking lot and cleaning up the ground around the tracks and enhancing that beautiful Alabama blue sky. I believe that this image resonates with the people of Madison because it not only captures the true essence of the city's identity, but I think we've all gotten stuck at that train more than once. It also serves as a reminder of the city's rich history, inviting residents and visitors alike to appreciate and cherish the unique characteristics of our quaint little downtown that Madison was built around. So without further ado, we'll remove the cover.
Real quickly, so first and foremost, congratulations on winning. If you don't know, the Big Ten mayors had a contest, a photo contest, where every municipality, anyone could send in a photo, and then it was voted on via basically Facebook and votes. And I think it's, a couple of things. One, it is so iconic of Madison, and just a beautiful photo. And it wasn't just Madison residents voting for that; it was everyone. And that's probably about 67% of the Alabama population resides in those 10 cities. And so, us to win this photo contest for the city of Madison, thank you for honoring Madison and for representing us so well. So, I have a couple things for you. So first, while you did it in the summer, you may want to take pictures in the winter. So we have a toboggan cap for you from the city of Madison, and also one of our Madison shirts that may keep you warm.
Okay.
And if it's not the right size, come tell me. All right. But more importantly, one of the things about Madison that we have is the mayor, the council, the department heads, and our employees all are on our city coin. And I think it absolutely is one of the things we're proud of to give. And so we want to give you our city coin and thank you for everything you've done to promote Madison and congratulate you on your win.
Thank you.
So congratulations. We can't wait. We're going to hang this out in the lobby so everybody can see that. We will find a prominent spot for us. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Christy, and thank you for sharing that with us. Our next presentation is a donation of fire alarm training panel. And Chief Bailey, would you like to come forward and introduce our presenters?
First, I just want to thank everybody, and Dustin Spires is our fire marshal. He's going to introduce the folks that have, we talk about partnerships, and this is just another great example of both city and other agencies' partnerships.
All right, so as a fire department, we respond to a lot of fire alarms, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's important for our guys to be able to determine whether it's a real alarm, a false alarm, a false activation, or a trouble code. So we reached out to state systems and asked them to build a training panel so we can teach our guys how to quickly assess these fire alarms and make heads or tails as to what's going on so we can get to the emergency or determine whether there's not an emergency and get people back in the building. So I've got Bob Lupo here from State Systems, David Haight, and Justin Brown from State Systems, and they put together this training panel that is fully functional like a fire alarm system in our building. This panel is going to allow us to bring our guys into our training room down there and teach them how to troubleshoot and understand what's going on at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I want to thank State Systems for putting this panel together for us, and you can see it's got a lot of devices, and those are the things our guys have to understand what's going on with. So we appreciate the effort they did and this generous donation that will help train our guys and gals at the fire department.
You guys want to? Lisa, will you take a picture?
And push one of the buttons. Let's see what happens. It'll clear the room? Okay, let's not.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Next, we have the consent agenda and finance committee report.
Yes, hang on a second. The Finance Committee reviewed the regular and periodic bills and found them to be in order. Along on the consent agenda tonight, we have appropriations for the Madison City Disability Advocacy Board, the Riley Center, the United Way, Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce, and the Huntsville Botanical Gardens. We have an authorization to solicit bids for tree cutting for the Browns Ferry Culvert and Bridge Replacement Project, and the acceptance of a donation from L. Tucker for the Senior Center. And with that, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Roblesky?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Denzine?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
And the motion passes. Next, we have presentations and reports, beginning with Mayor Finley.
Okay, and I guess I'll start with the presentation. I know Michael, our city engineer, will give you guys a quick update when he comes up for his items on Browns Ferry Culvert, and then any of the other suggestions that we have, get some signs back up, we will do. We are working on it. I think you can give them a time frame, a little bit better idea what to expect. And then we'll take care of the short-term safety things that we can. I also, probably the toughest decision that there's a lot of tough decisions as mayor, but the one that you agonize over is a lot of people put a ton of time into having a Christmas parade, and then weather has a chance to hit. And a lot of people readjusted schedules, especially from our police department, our fire department, our recreation department, and our public works department, to be here again on Sunday to make sure that it went off without a hitch, and it did. So to everyone, first and foremost, who works on these events within our city to help put them on, thank you for your time and efforts in doing so. And then to our city employees who not only help with those, but they put in enormous amounts of time on the safety aspect to make sure that the parades or the events that we have are safe when we actually have them. And so it went off yesterday at 2 o'clock, and it's really neat to see that, so many smiling faces. And it was a little bit cooler than it was Saturday night, which was good. And we'll continue to work on finding the optimal time for that. So thank you to everybody for that. And with that said, that's all I have.
Thank you. District 1?
No new business.
District 2?
I just wanted to comment on all of the holiday events that are going on. We recently had the Tinsel Trail and tree lighting. We have Christmas capers coming up, and it's just so wonderful to be in a community where we have this many events where we can come together and celebrate. Also, the next Finance Committee meeting will be December the 18th at 8 a.m. And that's all I have.
Okay. District 4?
New business.
District 6?
I would also like to add my thanks to all those that worked on the parade. It is an awesome way to just get together as a community and celebrate the Christmas season. Also, Christmas Capers is coming up. It's one of my favorites, where they throw the rubber chickens off, and I think this year they have about $3,000 worth of gifts that will be associated with that. It's at 4 o'clock on Sunday. I hope everybody can come out and in some way enjoy the holidays during this time. On a personal note, I apologize for not being here last time for my meeting. I hate to miss the city council meetings, but I had an uncle who passed away, and his funeral was on the day before Thanksgiving. And while I was up there, I had an aunt who has stage 4 cancer, and she transitioned into hospice care. So I stayed up there in order to help family. And I bring this up not just to talk about this, but I know there are so many people during the holiday season who have difficult times. And I just want you to know that there's so many people in this community who are there to support you, to help you. All you do is just reach out. And if you can't find somebody to reach out to me, and I'll see if I can help you during this time. But I know it's difficult emotionally and mentally. There's a lot of things going on during the holiday season. And I don't mean to sound like coming off as a downer, but this is a time we can all reach out and support each other. That's it. Thank you.
District 7?
No new business.
I just have a couple of things. A number of us attended the Madison Chamber holiday event right before the council meeting this evening, and our chamber continues to grow. I think it tripled in size this year, and hats off to the chamber for always doing such a great job for us here in the city of Madison. And then I just want to share holiday greetings to all of you, and thank you to all of our staff here at the city. City services continue during the holidays, and we are so appreciative to each of you who work so hard to keep our city safe and take care of our citizens. Next, we have board and committee appointments, and we have an appointment for the Madison Station Historic Preservation Commission.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to reappoint Cindy Sanderson. She's currently the chair to place 5, her same seat, with an expiration date of October 27th, 2027, please.
Okay, are there any other nominations for this seat? Seeing none, we will appoint Cindy Sanderson by acclamation.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one public hearing for resolution number 2023-409-R. Move on.
Good evening. The Revenue Department has one item for your consideration this evening. We have resolution number 2023-409-R. This is a request from Circle K Stores doing business as Circle K store number 2702201. The business has requested an off-premises beer and wine license at this time for this location at 11990 County Line Road. The reason that the business is applying at this time is because it's a new business opening here in Madison. Everything is in order for this item to be considered.
Are the property owners here tonight?
No, they're not.
Okay, we will open public hearings on this beer and wine license and off-premise beer and wine license. You have 5 minutes to speak. Please state your name and your district.
Margie Daly, Karen's district, a resident of Madison, homeowner, going on 21 years now. From New York originally, population of 4 million people. You know, I moved here, and it was a lovely little place to live. And in the last, since this council is in, it's just such a mishmash. The streets aren't fixed. I have been requesting that we do some kind of ordinance that liquor licenses do not go near schools. Yet, and a map to see, where, or at least a place to see where all these liquor licenses that we've been issuing. But I am aware some of them are by schools. And we originally had an ordinance that had school zones that the liquor license did not go in. And this particular council decided that was an unnecessary thing, because it seems this council does not care about the safety of the citizens, the children, or anyone that has lived here, senior citizens, which I am a senior. It's just so disheartening that you just don't care about anything but building up, let's see, nonprofits, trusts, they all get a piece. We're worried about contractors, SWATEC, who donated $10,000 to the mayor, and us, the citizens, have to pay back $60,000 a year for his services as a lobbyist. So I don't understand why you don't care. And you look at us, the civically engaged that come to this council, volunteer our time, ask us just please make it a safe city. You install these horrible lights that are blinding people,
the
children.
The subject of this hearing is
Excuse me?
The liquor license at the Circle K store. This is not an opportunity to vent on random topics.
Aren't you lovely? Aren't you lovely? The Gestapo.
You have used your time. Is there anyone else who would like to address the public hearing? Seeing none, we will close public hearing and take up the resolution.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote.
Aye.
I'm sorry, who seconded more?
Robleski.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Council President Bartley?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
Aye. And the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Department reports beginning with engineering.
All right. First, I have resolution number 2023-391R. This is authorizing a professional services agreement with Garver LLC for final design for Palmer Road approaches and bridge replacements over Bradford Creek and Mill Creek. This is project number 22006 and an amount not to exceed $211,049.35 to be paid from the engineering budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions? Discussion?
I do. One of my constituents, Jeff North, he is asking, is it possible to have a sidewalk put into that bridge also?
Originally, we looked into that, but after talking with our consultants, the width of the bridge segments, if we incorporated that in, would require a custom width for fabrication of those, as opposed to using the ones kind of more or less off the shelf that are used for ALDOT projects. So, and also it would cause some issues for shipping too, so there'd be some increased cost for the custom bridge size and for the transport of those. But by doing the design, as we've kind of worked with our consultants on the H&H, by doing this type of bridge design, we should be able to restore the pedestrian crossings that are down there in the park.
We should be able to be a priority.
It's a priority to allow for pedestrian access, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Wasn't there design over the creek between the field and the...
So originally we had Garver doing, sorry to interrupt you. Originally we had Garver doing the hydraulics and hydrology analysis because there's been some effect of the floodways over there, and we wanted to make sure that any kind of design that they do on the bridge part was backed up by a very intense H&H analysis. So that was the first part of this, was to get the H&H done, assess both below and above those bridge locations so that they could come up with a few possible solutions for the crossing, including how wide it would have to be, how long they would have to be, and those kind of things. They came back with 5 or 6 different options as far as the bridge lengths go, and so that's when we chose one of those, and now this is to finish that design.
Any other questions? Okay, you're ready for a vote.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Denzine?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, next I have resolution number 2023-410R, an amendment to a professional services agreement with J.W. Kennedy for additional survey at Eastfield Drive and Pebblebrook Circle with preparation of additional legal descriptions for the Gooch Sidewalk extension. That's project number 22023, in the amount of $4,200 to be paid from the engineering department budget.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions?
Is that just fancy jargon for saying they got to define what they're going to do a little better?
We need a little bit more survey information so we can tie into the sidewalk designs to where it's going to connect to the existing sidewalks in those 2 locations, and also to prepare some legal descriptions for possible right-of-way acquisition.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Denzine?
Aye. And motion passes. Next.
Okay, and next I have resolution number 2023-411R, authorizing a professional services agreement with Miller & Miller in an amount not to exceed $15,250 for concrete head wall and guardrail repair on Seegers Road Bridge south of Hardin Oak Drive. This will be project number 24009, and this is to be paid
to 30? I mean, could that?
Okay, so we don't just arbitrarily decide stuff. So if you did scientifically and what that's done, how would you address the concern of speeding in the best possible way?
We would need to coordinate with the police department and check on the ability of enforcement over there. That would be one of the first things that we could do. The second thing we could do is go out and do a speed survey and figure out really how fast people are going exactly on that one. Different times of the day, see if it exceeds certain warrants for different types of traffic calming. So that's something that I can engage my department into doing for sure.
One thing we can do is get signs up as requested to make sure that we support anything that was along the lines that will back up or dangerous curve. We can add those without question, but we can do speed to figure that out.
Yeah, we can definitely figure out what they're doing. I mean, we can get some data to figure out what they're doing, and once we get what we can do is when we do that, we can find out. I'm sorry, I can't.
We need quiet in council chambers, please.
So when we do that speed study, we can find out how fast people are going and kind of what time of the day, and then we can relay that information to the police department and find out, okay, people are going 15 miles an hour over the speed limit during this particular window, and that helps those guys with a little bit of enforcement stuff too. So we tend to work with those guys for other types of scenarios like this, and this would be another one of those we can.
That would be awesome. And I mean, it's my district and Greg's district that's divided by Browns Ferry Road, so I would love to be kept in the loop on that so that I can let the residents in Chapel Hill and Foxfield know as well that the speed limit is slowing down and to be very cautious. So maybe we will be able to get that information at the January meeting of at least what the study said.
I would say really we would like to run that speed study probably after the Christmas break, just so we get a good with school, with everybody traveling and stuff like that. I see you shaking your head, but when we do those speed studies, not during normal school traffic times, it's always affected by it. So we tend to try not to do those speed studies in the summertime because school is such a big driver on the traffic in the community. So unless we were able to get them out there, we usually do those for about 7 to 9 days. So if we could possibly get them out this week, we'll definitely try to do it.
School's out Tuesday.
I think when
School's out Tuesday.
School's out Tuesday. A week from tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, I hear you. I also understand what Connie's saying. The folks that are speeding now, you lower the speed limit, they're still going to speed, right? I mean, and I hear you. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me.
We'll definitely get a speed study done. We'll figure out what we can do. And like I said, we'll work with the police department about enforcement and figuring out when they're doing that time of day. A lot of times when we see these, a lot of people speeding, it's usually a handful of people, and a lot of times you'll see them at the same time every day. So really it's one or two people, like repeat offenders kind of thing. And we've got a good relationship with the police department. Mike Dixon over there, he helps us out a lot on those kind of things.
I bet we can park a police car in one of their driveways to give them a ticket.
I can't do that.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
It just seems that we already have a lot of data that shows there are a lot of accidents. So the sooner we can address it, the better.
Do you mean the one, I couldn't see his presentation. Do you mean?
Okay, just the things that they talked about in their presentation.
Okay.
Obviously, there are issues. So I think the faster we can move ahead,
right. Okay.
the people would really appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you, Michael. Facilities and grounds.
We have 3 resolutions tonight for consideration. First resolution is 2023-405-R, authorizing an agreement with Cook's Pest Control for termite service at the Wellness Center, 190 Graphics Drive. Initial year payment would be $2,863, and then $1,188 annual thereafter to be paid from the Facilities and Ground Department budget.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Roblesky?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Denzine?
Motion passes.
Next, we have Resolution 2023-417-R, authorizing an agreement with Cook's Pest Control for pest control service at the Wellness Center, 190 Graphics Drive. Initial month payment of $370 and $185 per month thereafter to be paid from Facilities and Grounds Department budget.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion second. Any questions? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Denzine?
Aye. Motion passes.
Lastly, we have 2023-421-R, appraisal services agreement with Val Bridge Properties Advisors for appraisal of property located at 4182 Sullivan Street for the appraisal fee of $3,500 to be paid from the city's contingency fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions?
What is the exact reason for this appraisal, for this piece of property?
It's the old fire station.
The reason is to get an idea of how much it would appraise for and then give council options on what to do with that property that we basically as a city no longer need, but you guys will have options on what you want to do with it, but we don't have an understanding of what we could get for it. And so the appraisal helps us understand that.
Okay, so we're possibly selling it.
Just all you're voting on is the appraisal, and once we have the numbers, then we would most likely bring you a recommendation and then see where you guys want to go from there.
What about the adjoining property, the old central office? Is
Well, that's part of the property.
That'll be part of it?
Mhm.
Okay.
It sure is.
Annex.
Yeah, the annex.
Buildings. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Cheryl. HR.
Good evening. I have one item for your consideration this evening. It is Resolution 2023-407R to set the holiday observance dates for the calendar year 2024. If you recall, you did see a resolution similar to this time last year approving the holiday dates for the fiscal year 2024, but with the update of the leave policy, we need to request your amendment. This resolution does three things. It adds Juneteenth as an official holiday. It frees up one floating holiday so employees have two to use at their discretion with the permission of their supervisors, and it sets the holiday schedule for the entire year rather than stopping at the end of the fiscal year. And with that, I'll be happy to take any questions that you have.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any questions? Okay, ready for vote.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
Police.
Evening. I'm here for resolution number 2023-408R, and this is to approve a professional services agreement with PAS Consulting Group to help us develop our promotional processes in the coming years. We're anticipating, well, most of my command staff can retire at any time right now. And over the next few years, we anticipate several retirements among the ranks that we're going to be running in the next 2 to 3 years, quite a few promotional processes. And as it stands right now, I'm writing all of them. It takes an inordinate amount of time to write these. Should we in the future have an issue with someone contesting the validity of the test, PA's Consulting Services comes in with their own law group that would be able to defend the test, be able to develop them based on our subject matter experts and the skills, knowledge, and abilities for each of these promotions.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions? Okay, ready for a vote.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell? Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
And the motion passes. Thank you, Chief. Do you have any other miscellaneous announcements?
Just that we're meeting next Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Instead of the 25th.
That's right.
Which is good.
That's right. So we're going to enjoy our Christmas holidays, and we'll see you next Monday.
Right. And I would just like to say thank you to all those that came today to continue to hold us accountable. I appreciate your attendance today. Thank you.
Okay, ready to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, we are adjourned.